Thank you all for joining. My name is Lonni Kieffer. I'm a co-founder at SmartCert. I am joined by Paul Decker and Natalie Murphy, and our esteemed panel, which we'll get to introductions in a second. If you have questions throughout the conversation, there's two options. If you hover your mouse on the bottom, you can submit a question to Paul and Natalie, who are standing by in the Q&A, which is a direct conversation with them, or if you want to drop it in the chat for all to see and contribute to, you can do that as well. My notes say that we are joined by 4 companies in the fastener industry, but we are missing one. So hoping that Matt Boyd from Parker Fasteners is able to join us. But for each of the companies represented here, they each have unique roles, but are interconnected on the SmartCert network. So today we're going to hear from them regarding technology, benefits, challenges, insights, advice, because we know a lot of companies are navigating countless options for automation, efficiencies, upskilling workforce, and certainly remaining competitive. So kicking off introductions, my esteemed panel, if you could please tell us your name, the company you work for, a few words on what your company does, and a highlight, personal or professional, for 2023 so far. We'll start with you, Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob LaPointe, President and CEO of AIM Testing Laboratory. We're in beautiful San Diego, California. We are a materials testing laboratory and consulting company serving specifically the fastener industry. We do material product and product conformance testing for mostly aerospace, military, industrial application. We serve manufacturers, distributors, and end users. We do mechanical, chemical, metallographic, and non-destructive testing, as well as provide an array of consulting services, including quality management and specifications, general help, that type of thing. I'm not sure, I don't remember all of the things that you asked, but
your highlight for the year so far.
Highlight for the year so far. It seems like 2023 is there's a swing back. So looking forward to continued growth in 2023. The weather has been a little bit the opposite. So we'll hopefully after the winter we'll have a great spring and summer weather-wise, and a World Series Padres run.
Okay.
For the San Diego Padres.
There you go. All right, Christy.
I'm Christy Irungaray. I'm with NSQL Software. I'm a senior logistics manager at NSQL. We are a complete ERP, and we service majority of our customers are fastener businesses. We are very familiar with the fastener industry and all that we do. Advanced Components is one of our customers on the panel. So I would say for a highlight of 2023, it's our 20th birthday. It's our 20th year in business as a company. So that's super exciting for us. We're just excited for growing and continuing partnerships.
That's great. And congratulations, 20 years.
Yeah.
All right, Brad.
I'm Brad Burrell with Advanced Components, VP of Sales. We did just celebrate our 50th, so we've been in the industry for 50 years. So we did that big to-do last year for all that. We are a master stocking distributor, primarily working with domestic manufacturers such as Parker Fasteners. As Christy mentioned, we are using them as an ERP system. So we have a good relationship there. Highlight for the year. It's awful early for highlights for the year, but
working on some positivity.
We got some really big opportunities. We're able to close a few of them already. So looking forward to the future months to come.
Matthew Boyd. I'm the Vice President of Sales and a partner here at Parker Fasteners. We manufacture a wide range of socket head cap screws for the commercial, industrial, space, and military, and then also semiconductor industry customers. So we are located in Buckeye, Arizona. We have roughly 80 employees and a 68,000 square foot facility. And we were one of the first users of SmartCert. Lonni and Lyndon did a really good job of identifying a need that we had, and they were the smart folks that kind of put it all together and make it something that could be used in our industry. So a personal highlight, I would say that we've been able to really ramp up and meet the demand of our customers over the couple of years. And starting in 21, we were selling a little bit more than we could produce. And our production team has really caught up to us. So now they're coming to me going, "Hey, give us more." And that's a good thing. Anytime a salesperson is told, "Hey, we want more," then it's just like you get the keys to a brand new vehicle and you get to take off and go as fast as you can. So I would say that is kind of where we're at in regards to a highlight for this year so far.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to kick things off. We're 3 years into a decade that has challenged and changed us all, but there were a few silver linings. Everyone now knows how to bake bread from scratch and survive a toilet paper shortage. But more importantly, the industry has made some substantial progress with technology, and that's what we're here to talk about. So some of them may feel that this has been forced upon them. Others have embraced this. There have been enough challenges where priorities on automations and efficiencies have risen, and companies have embraced that to not only strengthen their business for today, but into the future. So my first question for the panel will be, what benefits are you realizing today from the technology your company has adopted in the past few years? Brad, we'll start with you.
It really opened our eyes to becoming a more efficient company. I mean, we're a pretty small company, and our goal is to, double. But 4 years ago, we wanted to double the size of our company in 10 years. So we're, 40% of the way in to do that. And I would love to do that without adding employees. So as much as you can streamline, it allows you to do more with less. It allows you to ask better questions with our suppliers, which in turn we can learn more and then pass that knowledge on to our customers, give them better customer service.
Well, I think that just having information availability from anywhere has been a great addition to AIM. And I think that's kind of one of the hallmarks of SmartCert. So just going back a few years, 4 or 5 years ago, even though the information on the cloud existed, we were still file server in the back office and kind of locked into the on-site for information. But now, we're fully cloud-based, can work from anywhere. I can get my work desktop anywhere on the planet. And that flexibility, I think, is added a lot of, I think just that flexibility, that availability has added a lot of flexibility to our work schedule. In terms of SmartCert, we're a certification authoring company. So, we do testing and certification. And using SmartCert, we can originate a SmartCert that other companies can pile other certifications on top of. And you can do that from anywhere and to anywhere. And with a QR code, anybody else can see what. So just information availability, I think, has been very productive for us. And that's for us happened in the past few years.
Really good point. The flexibility is key, especially with remote work and everything that has sort of evolved. What about you, Matthew?
It's nice to have, a customer downstream like Advanced Components that we can provide the search to, and they're fully on board system with it. But we've also, it's been a nice surprise having our vendor base similar to what Rob talked about at AIM, where, we're getting the certificates, before the parts are due to go to the customer. So we're starting to see the engagement from our vendors. And, we're a very document-rich company. We have a lot of documentation that flows, in. Not all of it flows out to the customer, but a lot of it flows in. So it's been a great way to manage all the inflow of paperwork and put it in a concise and send it to the customer. And a final note on the question is, it's so nice to not have to fill the emails and the phone calls of, can I get my certs? I'm missing my certs. Can you send them? That's really nice. So when the customers call, instead of waiting for that, oh my gosh, they're just looking for their certs. Now we're engaging them. So it's taken a lot of the busy work away from our sales team.
Nice. Christy, what are you hearing from customers? What updates has NCequal prioritized these last few years?
So these last few years, especially what we saw, just because the fastener industry did not slow down amongst everything that was going on, is we saw a lot of our customers wanting to take advantage of tools they had at their fingertips they just weren't using. So we had a lot of efficiency audits, is what we call them, where we go in and look at their processes and say, we got to change this. You can make this better. You can automate this. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of people took advantage of our e-commerce platform. We have a complete website you can get with us and integrate into the system. So we had a bunch of those implementations in the last few years as well. Wireless warehouse, if people come and like, I got to do this now, we're too busy, we got to get this done. And we need to reduce shipping errors. So we had a lot of that going on with our existing clientele, which was amazing because there wasn't too many like new sales during that time. We had some, but it was just an odd few years, So it was really cool to see our customers taking advantage of that and then them growing, which in turn makes us grow. So it was just all very positive. One of the things we saw a lot of was with all the cost fluctuations that were going on, right? Like in the last few years, it's just been kind of crazy. So we had tools in the system to be able to reset pricing based off of that and not, totally changing the pricing on the customer and all that stuff. So it was just really, it was really good opportunities to be able to teach and kind of bring people back to what they do have in their ERP.
Right.
But yeah, and kind of like what Brad was saying is that's something they want to do more with less. Like they don't want to increase necessarily their staff, but they want to do more with what they have. And that's what we try to prioritize as a company as well.
Great. So let's talk about challenges and outcomes. Change management is the piece behind all of this. And there are a lot of companies that are nervous about it, especially around decades old processes and all the disruption internally and externally. So what's your company's approach on adoption? Who owns it? And how do you get buy-in from your teams? Matt, let's start with you.
So, I think we're probably not the poster child for this, but, just kind of not really, because on the sales side of our department, we just deal with the salespeople and we were talking to our sales or to the people that buy from us, and they're not really involved in a cert process. So we switch over to our quality department. Steve Braun has really taken ownership, and he says, give me your contacts for the purchasing that you work with, but I will let me get in touch and figure out, all the mechanics of who's doing what at each business. And so we've kind of taken the approach of, we're just going to chip away at it every week. We're going to work on it. And it's really nice. He sends us an update either weekly or monthly. These are the customers that I've gotten on board. And what we found is a lot of the customers are a little apprehensive and, they'll even they'll sign up and they'll start retrieving their packages from us, but it really takes them a good month or two, and then they start to rely on it. And then, you follow up with a customer after about 3 months of use, and all of a sudden they're raving. So it kind of starts with apprehension, then using it, but not really fully understanding it. And then I want all of my vendors to submit their certificates this way. So there's evolution, and you have to be patient. And, you have to kind of find the right person, in your business to invoke that change. If you're confident, you stick with it, and you work with customers to kind of get to a point where it works within their processes. We haven't really had anyone say, don't do it, send me the old work in a box. That has really gone away, which is nice.
We're a small company, but ours is a collaborative effort. I mean, we make sure to bring in the quality department, the warehousing department, sales, purchasing, and we all have meetings with a person from each department, and we talk about it. That way, it helps me understand the pains that like QC and warehouse is going to have,
right?
If something I'm trying to implement, and then we talk it out. If it's something that we realize is going to be a time saver and something we can benefit from, then we move forward with it. Mm-hmm. If not, then we realize we take a step back. We always implement a standard operating procedure, and we always put it in the test database first. But by doing that, it's not really hard to get buy-in from our team. I mean, if we're bringing it up, then there's a benefit to it.
I think there's two components to change like that. There's the logistical component, I think, which Brad and Matthew both addressed. And you certainly need to have a plan for that, and somebody who's willing to take the punches and where things go wrong and make sure that they get worked out. But I think there's also an emotional component to change that I think I'll take a moment there. There's fear to change. It's the unknown. It's this is the way we've done it. What's it going to look like? And you really don't know. You don't know what it's going to be, and that's what creates the fear. I think about it like a software upgrade. Before software was automatically upgraded on your computer, you'd have to purchase a new upgrade, and you get really used to a software platform, and it works, and now they upgraded it, and all of the rumors and the fear, this is a bug and that's a bug, and should I do it, should I not do it? But invariably, once you decide to do it, and it's a little unfamiliar at first, but you realize, hey, there's some goodness, there's a reason why they upgraded it, and that makes my life easier. Yeah. And in hindsight, you look back, you're like, well, why was I so afraid of that? I walked right through it, and now my life's better because of it. So I think that this is a lot like one of those things. It's like it may seem daunting, it may seem it's just fear, right? And so you go through it, you tackle it, you slay the dragons, and then on the other side you realize you possess this beautiful valley, with all kinds of gold.
Yes, exactly.
But so on the emotional side, I think I would encourage people to just go for it.
Amen. Christy, how does your team come together to make decisions on new features in NSQL?
So actually we've implemented something newer-ish in the last so many years, where we have a modifications team. So it used to kind of fall into just programming, kind of making some of those decisions, where now we have more of our key individuals involved in that decision making, because we're the ones. We go on site with customers, right? We're in the heat, if you will, with all the day-to-day stuff, and so we kind of know what's going on. And when we get a request in, we're all able to look at that and be like, oh, you know what? These 3 other people would love this too, or we get to have that conversation about it. Maybe we talk through what the options will be with it and things like that. So it's actually a really good thing that we're doing now with as far as that goes. And we really try to make it so that it makes sense the most for everybody. Just because we don't have custom builds like a lot of other systems do. What you get is us. So
yes. Well, that's smart.
Yeah.
I think our approach is the same too. I mean, starting out with these companies represented here were early SmartCert users, and feedback is what's driven, where we are today. So I would agree with you on that one. My last question to all of you. So you're all connected on the SmartCert network. We've talked a little bit about technology and the impact it makes internally on efficiencies, but when we think about the SmartCert network, that extends beyond your teams. Your collaboration changes. Matthew, you talked a little bit about it. Our goal was to standardize cert transfer, but the visibility and traceability that we know is critical to your business was also a really key factor in developing this. I'd love to hear what impact it's made on your business, why you decided to join the network and start using it.
We started largely because of customers requesting it, and like Matthew from Parker. And so for us, our role in it is, since we're a certification authoring body, we will do a testing job. We will generate a PDF cert, which and then we'll go into SmartCert and we'll originate a cert packet, let's say for Parker Fasteners on a particular part number or a particular job. So we'll originate that. We'll populate that with our certification, the test report, and then Parker can come in and access that file, and then put all of their other certifications on top of that. So they now have a location that they can place all of their CFCs or any other documents that apply to a part that they're making. It's all in one spot. It can be then sent to the customer as a QR code. The customer can access it anywhere, anytime. Like Matthew said, there's no the phone call, where's my cert packet? Even the old school, and Matthew will laugh about this, well, we need the certs to send that job, and so it now it's like, okay, well, they're uploaded, okay, sent. It's just more streamlined. It's less headache, less management, really.
Yeah. So prior to SmartCert, everything was coming via email, and as anyone I'm sure can attest, these days email can get really busy, and it's kind of hard to keep up and keep everything organized. So having everything in one place has really allowed multiple people to manage these documents and review them. And it's also allowed just our company to scale. So as our business has increased and as our production team has been able to make more product, to Brad's point earlier, we've been able to do more with the same amount of people, without hire people just to manage that portion of the business. So I guess the biggest in our business is just the scalability, being able to grow, take on, making more parts and keep up with it, and not get overwhelmed and get a little sloppy on the quality / cert side of our business. So just the scalability has really been the biggest impact, and the reason that we're shooting and aiming to partner with SmartCert has come to fruition.
It gives our customers 24/7 access to certs. So if they want to come in on, if they got busy throughout the week and they want to work on the weekend and they need a cert to finalize something, they don't have to wait till the next business day to get that information. They have 24/7 access to it. And it goes for our sales guys too, because if they are getting contacted from a customer asking for a cert, well, they don't have to wait for Tommy, our QC guy, to get the cert from them. They can now go pull it themselves and just send the link. Hey, you can pull this anytime yourself. So
yeah,
that's the biggest key.
I appreciate that. Christy, you guys have a smart, and we are running short on time, so we'll keep this brief and see if there are any questions from our attendees. But you have a really smart QC module, and that's been enhanced with an integration with SmartCert. How has your customers embraced that?
The customers that we do have running on the SmartCert integration love it. It's just simplified so many different things, which is awesome. And it's funny to see people who were manually dealing with these before to go from that point to this point. It's just really cool because it's just such a struggle point for so many people. And we do have some options built into the system for MTRs, even without SmartCert, but even if they weren't using that, if they went from that to the SmartCert, it's just even easier. You can put the QR code prints right out of our system on any format you want on the shipping side. And it's just really streamlined things. It makes it really painless for them.
I appreciate all of you joining the conversation. It's fun to see the impact SmartCert brings, but also the way that you've all embraced technology, knowing that the only way forward is the path forward. You know, Rob, your talk about the emotional piece of this, I think a lot about the fact that it's inevitable. It's just a matter of when you're willing to deal with it and to know that you're not alone. And that's where Natalie and I come in for those who are excited about moving forward with something like SmartCert. But I think, in conversations and in embracing technology, the real goal is to, like Brad said, get buy-in from your team by having them be heard and be part of the conversation and allow everyone to move forward together. Transition isn't fun, but I think at a time like this, with everything we've been dealing with, it's a requirement to stay competitive and stay in the game. So I appreciate each of your contributions to how you've been able to continue to move forward and scale and grow your businesses. We appreciate each of you as our customers and advocates, and appreciate all of our attendees for joining. We're probably going to continue this conversation with some new faces in the future, other customers and other perspectives on technology and automation and how companies approach the challenges related to that. So thank you all for attending. Hopefully in a few months, we'll see you all back here again. Thank you.
Thank you, Lonni.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lonni.
Thanks.